should probably set all of this up before I actually start, but why do that when I can just do it now? Alright, so I technically don't know what we're building today. I want to build something from a gate is what I want to build. So last stream I built Pt.1 from okay. Wow, that's bad. That lighting though, kind of good. I built Pt.1 from GGO Alternative, which looks really good in the side of LDD. I don't know exactly how it looks outside of LDD just yet because of the it takes like 2.5 to 3 hours for one of my good background images to render, because I make it in the biggest 16:9 aspect ratio image that Studio will let me, which I think is like 4,000 something by 2,000 ish. I think it's a really big image size, and it takes a long time for it to actually render all of that. The good part of it is it's a really high quality image because it's in such a big size that you can do it. What happened? 37 bricks were not placed correctly? It's got to be inside the magazine. Yeah. All of these right here. And then there's some even on the inside here. Jeez. What the heck happened? Great. That's a pain. But yeah, so we do have Pt.1 built, and that kind of been kind of open to making anime inspired builds for a little while now, because Bacher was one of the very first to do it. He's got a couple really good anime inspired builds, and so most recently I've been watching Gate. Okay, thank you, I appreciate that. Gate, thus the JSDF out there, Japanese Self-Defense Force. I love Gate. It is so, it owns what it is. It's very clearly a harem, but there are so many gun tactics that are in it. So it's just like, you can read the little synopsis right here. In the summer of 20XX AD, a mysterious portal opened in the Ginza district of Tokyo, Japan, bringing forth the military of the Empire across it. However, the army is medieval age equipped, and despite the dragons and monsters brought along, the Japanese Self-Defense Force quickly put them down after their small carnage. Establishing order, the Japanese government declared the portal to be part of Japanese soil and sends the Japanese Self-Defense Force to investigate the mysterious land between the portal. Second Lieutenant Yuji Itami of the JSDF, Japanese Ground Self-Defense Force, is appointed the commander of 3rd Recon Team to scout out the mysterious land. So they send these people over there because they kind of want to expand their Japanese territory over there, because there's a whole bunch of land and resources that are completely untouched. So, yeah. But I have been loving the there's gunplay in the series, and it's all, as far as I can tell, relatively accurate to what the Japanese Self-Defense Force uses. So the Mineba P9, a Japanese licensed copy of the 6-Ora P220, is their sidearms that they're using, which is pretty cool to see in anime form. I like that a lot, like especially when guns are portrayed as being accurate. This one was interesting. This is Agent whatever this guy's name is of the CIA is seen with the Makarov PM, which is kind of interesting because he's American, but he's carrying Makarov as a secondary, which is kind of interesting. He dies later on in the scene, spoiler alert. So that was kind of interesting. Obviously, the police in the city are going to have Nambu's, pretty basic. Riot Police, MP5s, again, pretty basic. MP7 is used by some of the Russian special forces, which is interesting. I don't know if they actually use them or not, but it's pretty iconic, so it is what it is. Scorpions are also used, and those are used by Chinese operators, which is kind of interesting. I figured the Chinese would have like a Chinese updated SMG, so they obviously have the newer bullpup SMGs that they could use. The Scorpions would go to the Russians, I figured, and then the Americans with the MP7s. The Americans actually ended up with something else further down the list. It's actually kind of interesting. The Knight Armor Corporation PDW is what they ended up with, which is just it's an M4 but been shortened just a little bit. This is something that I've never heard of up until watching the anime, because I've been watching this anime for a while now and I've been sitting here trying to figure out what this actual gun was. But this is the Howa Type 64, which, yeah, I didn't even know about until watching this anime. And it's interesting though, because further on down you get to something that I have heard about, and a lot of people have heard about, and that's the, I'm going to skip over the 417, the Type 89, which should look familiar to a lot of people, because the F, which has the folding stock version, is the one that's used in Rainbow Six Siege by Habana, who is a part of the Japanese Self-Defense Force. So that's pretty cool. So the Type 89 is like the more updated version of it. So 416 is used by Special Forces Group operators by Japanese Self-Defense Force. These guys are not really important. Again, the Knight's Armor PDW, like I said, it's a shortened M4. No buffer tube on the back, so it can have a folding stock and specialized magazines for some reason. M4 carbine, pretty basic. Yeah, it's pretty basic. And then when you get into like larger arms stuff that I'll probably never touch in my life, but it's here. Like, I could build a 1-to-1 scale Cobra attack helicopter, I'm obviously not, but it's there. So I kind of want to build something from this series, but I'm not entirely sure what I should build. Obviously, I have the 417, so that's kind of, it's no big deal. I kind of really want to make the Type 64. I was going to say 84, but it's Type 64. Because it's got like the wood stock on part of it, but it looks so basic in other parts of it. It's super, I don't know, interesting. Because I mean, like, look, this is top opening, so I'm kind of curious if it ejects from the top as well, because that'd be super interesting. It's got the integrated bipod on it, which was also interesting. This girl, I should go back. Kurabayashi, right here, she uses the bayonet. You can see it attached to her rifle. She uses it quite often throughout the series. So this is something that I might actually start on now to make, though I'm not entirely sure. So if we kind of come over here, Howa Type 64 for sale. For sale. Oh, there's a Forgotten Weapons video on this. Ooh. Oh, this is their website. Interesting. I honestly forgot that Forgotten Weapons had a website. Oh, let's go back here. Has he done a video on it? It'd be like one of the first ones if he did, so I doubt that he actually did a video on this. Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and, is there a statistics in here? No. Okay, so let's go back. let's actually go to Evike. So something really cool about Evike is that a lot of their pictures are, you know, higher quality pictures, and they usually provide this, all sorts of different angles. And so like you can click on this one. This one's a side-by-side version, and you can actually zoom in and stuff, which is honestly pretty nice. Like this receiver looks so basic. Like honestly, this receiver looks like something you can knock out in seconds, really. So the problem is I need to let's open another tab. Let's get rid of that because we don't need that. Bring this over. We're gonna type in world.guns.ru. Is that considered a military rifle? Possibly. Let's collapse all of these. Scroll down. Self-loading rifles. Yeah, Japan's not even listed on this. Japan. So that's bolt action. Yeah, bolt action. Okay, so let's go to assault rifles. Let's see if it's considered an assault rifle. It's chambered in 7.62 by 15.1. So Japan, type 64. Boom. All right, good. That will help quite a bit because now we can take and use these two statistics right here to aid us in our studs reel. We can leave that tab open, and we should come back here and actually start a new project. Home screen, save. So now let's go ahead and expand this and choose a different color to establish this in. A blue, purple seems fine. I just feel like purple today. So 990 millimeters is 123 studs. We can round up to 124. 124 is 6 of these. 8. And then that makes 16, which is 160. Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there should be 12 of those, which is correct. And then we're going to round up to 4 studs even. So boom, 124 studs. And then for our barrel, it's 450 millimeters. 450 millimeters, which is 56.25. So just 56 is fine. So take this in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's throw a 6 down right there. So now we know the barrel length and we know the overall length. We can do all sorts of different things. Let's see. Can we go here and see if we could find how long the stock is. And then, because if you can get the barrel length and the stock length, you can squish the rest of it between it. So let's see if we can find type 64 wood stock and see if there's a store that's like selling just the stock. I wonder if I don't think the Wikipedia would list this. Yeah. Yeah. This website sucks. Jeez. That was a plague to all of us. How much is one going for? Can we even get these in America? These are all Aristocanas. Go away. No one loves you. Yeah, I don't even think we can get these in America. Alright. Let's go here. And let's type 64 and see if we can find like a replacement product or something. Why is there a Pt.1 Bison magazine over here? Yeah, so don't have anything other than the actual gun itself, which just reading people's comments. Some people, man, it's funny. Maybe they have it in their video. Closed captions. thought they were going to measure how long the stock is, but they didn't. So that kind of kills it. Yeah, I guess at this point my only real thing is to try to make a receiver. I really don't want to because I know for a fact I can't. It's hard to base how long the stock is off of this. Specifications. A lot of Godzilla movies. Should not know. Great. I really don't want to do this without the full dimensions to it. See if we can get type 89 dimensions. The 89, from the looks of it, is just an updated version. So if we go here, our barrel length on the 89 is 30 millimeters shorter. Yeah, 30 millimeters shorter, and 916. 916. I think it's way shorter, by only 10 studs shorter. Stock? Okay. so there's no stock here either. Let's get out of here. Get out of this. Get out of that. Let's go back to world.guns.ru and look up our type 89. So here's the type 89. Yeah. So we don't know how long the barrel is and stuff. So at this point, I'd basically be making this as great as I can. Really, there's really not much I could do. 7.62 by 51 is 71 millimeters long. So that's a real 71 millimeters is going to be 9 studs long. Let's grab whatever it is. Add a 3 here, add a 6 there. That'll be the magazine size. So we're going to be about 9 studs. Let's go get rid of that, get rid of that, open this. So see, this is the interesting part. I know the magazine is going to be 9 studs, right? And then looking at it here, this will be like another 9 studs, and then this will only be like 6 studs in the back. Now I don't feel like doing it. Let's find something else to do. Oh man, I did all that work just to decide I don't want to do it. Let's go look at P90s from eBike. Check by rifle models, and we just need to find P90. And sometimes, sometimes people in the airsoft community do like super crazy custom crap for P90s and stuff. So sometimes I just come in here to look. Wow, so they don't have very much, to be honest with you. Yeah. Are there any like really crazy tar? Yeah, there is. I should have known the weird. So open this in a new tab. It's a weird handguard extension on the front of it. Yeah. Oh man. It's crazy looking. That's for sure. I have a good tar that I could do this to be honest with y'all. Actually, I need to consider updating my tar. Yeah. Because I only have like the original Tavor. I don't even have one of the newer ones. This one has the integrated flashlight on it. Oh my goodness, look at all that key mod. Alright, check out. Yeah, so your X95, I haven't made the X95. Tavor rifle family tree, is this the thing? Is it gonna... I guess we have the variants tab on Wikipedia, really. Variants. So we have the original Pt.1 is a notched barrel to accept the M203, which I've also done. Yeah. Oh, C.T.R. It's a compact, shorter version. Okay. And MK./21 is IDF, Israeli Defense Force. First time. Okay. So MK./21 will be the next thing that we do. Is that what this is? Is that the... yeah, MK./21. Oh, X95 is different from the MTAR. Okay, hold on. MK./21. Let's look this up real quick. Is this the X95? No, I don't think it is. Is it? Interesting. Point of the matter is, I do need to take an update and actually get a micro tool because I don't have that yet. So it is something that we can consider doing. Let's get rid of this as well. Yeah, they just have normal doors after that. So we can definitely put the MTAR on the list of things to do. So if we go back to rifle models, I wonder if they have any crazy looking Dragunovs, because I do have a Dragunov model that we can use now for things. Doing an updated SVU AS is huge on the list, because I really need to do a new one. The old one, the old two that I've done, that was good. I'm not concerned about that. I wonder if they have any really crazy scars. I know they have these bullpup scars that look absolutely ridiculous. Now that I said that, I don't even think they have them. Dang, I'm a liar. They don't even have them on here. That sucks. PW, P90, MP7. I know there's a couple MP7s on here that aren't MP7s. Yeah, this thing right here. They are, but they aren't. Like, they changed a couple things around and boom, not an MP7, right? So yeah, not an MP7. It totally is, but it's not. Nothing too new about that. $64.99 for the heck? This thing must be a piece of junk. Let's go to reviews. Insane FPS. It's only running like 240. Accurate range is 5 feet. Bad battery life. Plastic gearbox. I don't really care. This is interesting. Gotta read more reviews. yeah, I don't trust that like at all. So we're just gonna try that. MP5s, the swordfish is where this came from, because yeah, right here. This is like the swordfish is super cool. I just love it. They have different variants here that you could do, but it has such a cool look to it. It really does. But they have a K version here. That's just a really small MP5K with the same thing going on. Anywho. Yeah, not much going on there. I've already got a really good ACR. I don't think they have any like cool ACRs. Yeah, they're all pretty basic. Yeah, nothing too fancy. Isn't there a custom rifle category? Sci-fi and anime. Let's just open that and see what they got. I don't even know what that's from. Aliens, obviously. Star Wars. Still don't know what that's from. Don't even know what that's from. Don't even know where this is from. So it looks kind of cool. What is this? Interesting. Nah, you good, man. I literally haven't done anything. I've been sitting around. I was gonna make the Holotype 64, and I can't find. Yeah, this. I can't find any information on how long the stock is, and it's super hard to make something like that without knowing something other than the length of the stock or the length of the receiver or literally something. So I was looking in here. So two things that we could do is go through and two guns. Oh, the Tavor, we can make the micro Tavor, which we thought about doing. Pt.1. Since it's a just a modified Tavor, really, just like not much to it, and you cut down on a lot of the shape and stuff. So if we could get a side by side, that'd be really nice. Wow, look, a Lego micro Tavor. Yeah, I look on there for ideas whenever I can't find something. So I'm thinking about, like I said, doing the micro Tavor. Simply because I don't have a micro Tavor. I have a normal Tavor, but not a micro Tavor. Show. Let's go. I like how most of these images are from like battlefields and stuff. Like, you know, the micro Tavor does live outside of battlefield, so it's kind of interesting to see how much went into that. I don't really want to do this grip though. Do they have a micro Tavor? Oh, they have the X95. So the X95, this is the hard part, is keeping up with all these Tavor models. The X95 is a micro Tavor that's even more updated. God, I hate trying to keep up with all of these variants and stuff. So, I think the smart thing to do then is to do SVUAS. Just do the SVUAS and call it a day at this point. Instead of trying to do, you know, something super fancy. Oh snap, I'm on here. Is that my website? It is.
Impressive. That's not my website though. Let's go see what's going on over here. See, this is interesting. They have, this is my image. I know for a fact it's my image because I'm the one who took the screenshot, and this came from my website. And you can DMCA report this, but I'm not going to do that because I'm not an asshole. But I find that interesting that you can actually see that. Here's another one. I think that's the same website. Alright, so Steam Community Workshop. But why? Why is it in the Steam Community Workshop? Unless I'm mistaking that for not my rifle. Interesting. Anywho. What am I doing? Yeah, so what is the SVUAS first off? So we can get that out of the way. So let's just go to world.guns.ru, get rid of this because we don't need it. SVU, you should have one. Yes, you do. Wonderful. And just to make sure, it should just be a pulled-up version of the SVD. Such rifle was designed using standard Dragunov SVD action converter to bullpup layout. Back then, this project never went past development stage, but in around 1991, it was resurrected in Tulin, offered to Russia Internal Affairs Ministry (NVD) as a possible weapon for urban operations. At that time, NVD accepted the offer but requested the rifle be converted from semi-automatic to selective fire version, primarily inspired by German HK-G8 police automatic rifle. Such conversion was developed by whatever that is. It was initially known as AS-OTS-03 semiotic version and OTS-03A AS in selective fire version. SVU, SVUA, and SVUAS respectively. So the AS is the select fire version. Gas operated rotating boat. Trigger unit is modified with a long connect bar, which then full mounted trigger with sear back and receiver. In SVUAS, trigger unit is further modified with introduction of the full automatic mode of fire. Selection of the mode of fire is done by pulling the trigger. Short pull produces single shots, long deliberate pull limits rear travel of the trigger. Produces automatic burst fire for semi-automatic fire only. Rifle is equipped with selector, which when engaged limits sear travel. The triggers only single shots can be squeezed with gun. Selector is located within the trigger guard above the trigger. Can I see that? Not really. That makes things slightly difficult. Maybe we'll just make the SVU instead. Because the bullpup layout, butt plate is attached directly to the receiver and pistol grip and scope mount are moved forward. Barrel is shortened and equipped with combination flashlight or muzzle brake device. Integral folding bipod is attached to special rod which runs forward from receiver. This is done to relieve the barrel from stresses generated by the bipod, aka it's a free-flowing handguard. It's not connected to the barrel. Early versions of the SVU and SVUA were produced without bipods, and actually the S letter in SVUAS designation stands for bipod in Russian. Standard sighting equipment includes open sights installed on folded bases, with rear being a diopter type adjustable for range between 100 and 1300 meters. There's also a standard side rail which will accept a variety of f-telescope or night sights. Blah blah blah. This is standard SVD magazines. Apparently bigger capacity magazines were designed for the SVUA. None were produced in quantity. So I'm thinking about maybe just doing the SVU. Can we open this image in a new tab? Let's go ahead and prepare ourselves by opening this file. I should have given it a video, so we should have that. Models with videos. Oh goodness. SVD. Complete 3.5. That was a mistake. I should have done version 3. 3.5 had a scope on it that... Where did I get it from? I think I got from David. But the scope is... it doesn't look right to me on the rifle. So I should have opened the version 3 version of it because I'm just going to have to delete the scope anyways. Okay, let's go ahead and SVUA. Let's see if we can get an image from the other side where that cheek rest is. This is fine. Yeah, okay, so it's just a basic like cheek rest looking part. And then here's, I guess this is the linking bar from the trigger going back that direction. And then is that actually cut into the handguard there? Okay. Yeah, see, this is the scope that I got from David. It doesn't look right on the rifle. So we are going to go back home and open another file and just do version 3 instead. Alright, so this should literally just be an SVD, except shortened quite a bit. So the first thing we're going to do is make the stock because it's pretty basic. SSG04. We can get rid of this because we don't need this. Steyr SSG04. I've always had a problem spelling Steyr, even though it's one of my favorite companies. Oh, this thing? Ugh. Sniper rifles. Disgusting. Gross. Let's finish this and then come back to that. We will. All right. So for the stock, I think this just covers the trigger. I don't think the trigger guard stays. I think it literally just covers the, like, so this comes up here, but then I think it also comes up there. So what we're going to do is delete all of that out, back to there, this out here. Leave a portion of this here, like so. So we're just going to delete out the grip, and then we're going to actually leave the trigger, but we are going to dismantle the trigger guard itself, and then take and cover it up like it should be, basically, using this stock design. So for this back here, I'm going to work in this brown color, because that's what this is. Or set to fit, so let's do one of these instead. this to right about there-ish. So. And then this goes to the bottom of the grip, which we just deleted. The bottom of the grip goes kind of to the bottom of the magazine. So a little bit more on that. I think one more. Yeah, so that should be that finished. For length, just this here, like so. And then come through and shape this stock portion here. So on the bottom down here, we're going to do that, followed by that, and this, by that, followed by this, followed by that. Take this and flip it over. Place this. Missed that, but no big deal. Wait, there are better pieces for this. Keep forgetting about these things all the time. And then that's that little bottom part there. For the curve, it's pretty simple. Curves, honestly, curves aren't that hard. Whenever you actually sit down to do a good curve, they're not that bad. So let's just do 8. Can we drop this one? No, let's keep it up. Like so. This is a little bit of a longer curve on the back. And then the topper one is a little bit more of a shorter curve. So we'll do a 6 followed by a 4 followed by a 2. Boom. It's a curve. Does it stick out that far? Not really. So if we can shorten this just a little bit, that'd be great. Just like that. I'm fine with that. And then now we're just going to round out the back of this. Well, we don't even have to round it out. I mean, this is the Russian military. It's probably, in all honesty, flat as a thing, something. If you dare disrespect sniper rifles, I grab my ballista and get one shot, one kill out of you. I think what's funny is that the ballista from Black Ops 2 is so inaccurate, it's not even funny. So let's go ahead and actually save this file, save as to the desktop, not that folder, SVU, MK.III, 1, 2, 3. There needs to be a period in there. And this is a work in progress. WIP, save. Like I said, the ballista from Black Ops 2 is so inaccurate to what the real life one looks like. Like, it blows my mind how different it actually looked. So this one's modeled after the one that you actually can buy from FN Herstal. like though, so the one in game, like it has certain features that look like this one, and then there's other parts that just really don't, like in any type of capacity at all. And I think the main thing that looks like the one from in game is definitely going to be the handguard and the barrel. That definitely looks like the one from in game. But then the receiver, there's a couple different liberties that they took on it, which is kind of, it's not crazy, but it is a little, you know, it's kind of jarring at times. And then the stock kind of matches the real one in game. Like I said, though, it takes quite a few different liberties, so yeah. It's actually been a long time since I built this model. I think I built this model ages ago. Still a really nice model. I really like that. Alright, so we got the back of this. Then we come and take a look here.
I'm streaming.
Yeah, so now we just gotta figure out how we're gonna curve this a lot, because it goes kind of to the front of where this trigger is, like basically right where the trigger is. So I think when in doubt, delete this out. Just get rid of it. If we don't have to look at it, everything will be fine. All right, so now we're gonna do a custom curve through here, which is gonna involve doing some more plate work, which isn't too bad. So take it up by 2 for a little bit, like so, and then take it up by 1, so. Just keep going up by 1 as we go down. So delete this out. We can shoot. Can't get up that high. I don't think that we have. I think this is. We can't put 2 plates here, can we? Oh, we can. Okay, good. That works. So then what we could do is do this followed by this followed by that. Like so. Should be way over here. So, I love the shape of it. It just needs to be thicker by just a little bit. Yeah, 2016, so 3 years ago. That's... Oof. I had just gotten out of high school in 2015. So to hear like how old that model is, and that's a good model. It's standing the test of time, basically, is what you would call it. It looks good for how old it is, because it is a old model. Up there, here. Like so. And then to give this a little bit more of a curve, we're actually going to take and bump this out, like so. That'll be that, so then you get the actual curve going on. Then we got to come back through and just kind of fill in all these gaps. which should be relatively easy. I spent a lot of time on that ballista. And it paid off. Really did. Because it's a really good looking rifle. If there was any rifle that I would do like a custom version of, I think that'd be one of them. I really like to do custom sniper rifles. And I'm basically setting myself up to have to do more. But for some reason, like, I always thought if I was going into the military, like the first thing that I would sign up to do would be a sniper. I had a lot of respect for people who were snipers because, I mean, you're behind enemy lines for a lot of your job, taking information. You know, you could have the enemy leader like literally in your scope sights, and you can't do any type of action or anything because you'll provoke like a hornet's nest to come looking for you and stuff like that. It's just, yeah, I had a affinity for wanting to become a sniper for a long time as a kid. And then I grew up and realized that I would probably not pass basic training, so I also had really poor eyesight, which kind of matters when you're a sniper. One of my favorite channels growing up was the Military Arms channel, now renamed the American Heroes channel. I loved the military channel. That was like, weaponology was on there, future weapons was on there, which is like super old but super cool. There's so many. Now that I've gone back and watched a couple other episodes of future weapons, there's so many weapons on there that they touted as like so revolutionary. Oh, this is going to change the face of warfare forever, and then just never got used like ever in anything. It's honestly at times funny how wrong they really were. Like brutally wrong too, not, you know. Yeah, I'm 22. I just turned 22 in February. Man, yeah, that was. I remember there was one episode that he had the shotgun ammunition, the Dragon's Breath shotgun ammunition, and he was talking about how it would change warfare forever. And they were sitting there like, no practical military unit in this whole country would ever use Dragon's Breath shotgun ammo. There's just no reason, like, at all for that. There were weapons on there that I thought were really cool, because you got like the Metal Storm was on there, which is that multi-grenade launcher system that uses magnets to push out their grenades. That was really cool. That was on there, but again, like super expensive. We don't actually use that technology and stuff, so it's kind of weird. My eyesight is 2.3. Yeah, I actually just recently had to go get glasses for the job that I just got, working for my local municipality. I had to go get glasses for it because I failed my DOT physical, and you can't fail your DOT physical in order to work where I was trying to work. So I had to go get glasses, get that fixed up, which wasn't particularly difficult, but it's a pain. Glasses are really expensive, and they didn't. I'll say that as version 2. They didn't pay for me to get my glasses either. So I've got vision insurance now where they'll pay for everything, but that's after the fact that I've already paid for it. So I'm kind of now sitting here like, I paid all that money and now I'm finally getting something out of it. It kind of sucks. So I reopened this because now I would like to use this pistol grip. For this connects somewhere here. The pistol grip on the other one. So also the trigger guard, because it's a really nice trigger guard. Yeah, so you probably know that this stuff is ridiculously expensive. I hate how expensive glasses are. It's, if I told you it was a conspiracy, like, you think I'm crazy. But it really is. Like, there's no reason why glasses should be that expensive. Because I mean, my dad was with me when I got mine, so I was using his vision insurance for his, and it was still just under $300. Now then, I'm a little spoiled, and I got really good looking Tommy Hilfiger glasses because of that. But can you imagine? Well, I can't imagine it, because the woman who was helping me was nice enough to tell me how much it would have cost without the insurance. It was, without insurance, just under $1,000 for my eye exam, where they actually examined my eye and saw the health of it. And then the frames, the lenses. I got the more fancy stuff, so the anti-reflective coatings and all of that I got with mine as well. But you know, $1,000 for that right there is just wow. That is so much money. So now I got to figure out how to take this and put it on. Oh, I forgot I made it invisible. I literally turned around and was like, oh my gosh, where did it go? Now we got to figure out how to take this and put it on over here. Yeah, just for the frames. And then you're talking about your lenses, which depending on which lenses you get are expensive, and then which package deals you get with your lenses. So anti-scratch, polarized so you don't get the sun glare, the transitions so that they get darker when you're out in the exposed sunlight so you're not blinded. Yeah, that stuff right there is, like I said, I genuinely, for all the people who don't have health insurance or something, I don't know how they could do it. I really don't. It's just so mind-boggling to me that, you know, this is that expensive. And it's not like, you know, for me, I can't show up to work without my glasses and drive the trucks that I drive, because that's how this works, right? My current pair has transition and anti-glare, so you basically know how expensive this stuff really is. It's, I can't believe it sometimes. Yeah, so we need to, we'll just delete that and go without it, and then take and place these right there. So we're gonna take and attach this over here in a second when we figure out how exactly we're going to get it up there. So you can see there's like this little wedge that it's built into, so it kind of hangs down lower of the receiver here. So if we take and we delete this out, take and delete this and that, and then flip this back on its correct side. Yeah, you can't. That's going to be really hard to do in such a small place. Okay, let's hide, not delete what's behind this. Yeah. And the barrel is there. Okay. Let's hide that. Let's delete. No, not that. Delete that. Replace it with this. Going this way. Hide that again. And then take and go up this direction. How far is that? That's 3, 4, I think. So let's come back down using wrong section. This piece in here. Should fit right in. And sit straight down. And we can hide all of that. This is definitely a connection point, but probably won't hold too well in real life. So it's just kind of roll with it. My brother, for some reason, has all 4 of his pairs over $100 for the frames on each, and he lost 2 at school, broke 1 at school, and never wears his last pair. He really didn't care how much they cost. Yeah, but when you're nowadays as a family, when you're living from paycheck to paycheck, all of that matters. All of that money that you could be saving from one pair to the next really, really does matter. It's kind of unfortunate that he cares so little about them. Is it that close to the magazine? Yeah. I think that's a good spot away from it. Let's come through and smooth this out just a little bit to the back. Right there, this here. So that should be fine. Now then, this to me looks super low on this. So let's smooth this out. Like me personally growing up, I hated asking my parents for money for like anything. That's why I never told them that I was going blind with my eyesight, because I never wanted to bother them with money and stuff. That's just how I was growing up. That's not to say you have to be like that or anything. Like I said, that's literally just because that's how I was. Alright, so now we can take this trigger guard piece and go up here with it. There, 3 here. And then take 2 black. Put that there. And this should sit there except for right there. So we delete that out, and then it should be fine. So if we take and just drag this up here. Oh, what's going on? Is it the trigger? Yeah, it's the trigger. Okay. No, because it should sit away from that. So then it's got to be digging into the wing pieces. If it's digging into the wing pieces, then we need to maybe drop this by another one. Like
this and pull it back up. Yeah, okay, just like that. So this piece sticks out to the bottom of the handguard. Yeah, kind of like that actually. So now if we just take in this, so now for the top of this, we should actually take and delete these, turn those into 6 tiles instead. Take this and delete it. No. I should go back to those and instead work this way up to get the angle straight again. Because this should fit, yeah, somewhere right about there, which will look good for this whole mounting bracket thing that comes out of here. Okay, so that doesn't fit there. You know, trying stuff that's not necessarily legal. There, that should definitely fit there. There. So that acts as that piece coming out of there. For this, back here, let's take and wrap one of these around the back, like so, and then fill in the inside of this, like this, so then it kind of hides the air gap in between that. I got $15 for mowing and weed whacking out front yard, and my friend got a $15 gain for putting away dishes. I'm gonna be honest with you, you got lucky to even get money. I'm 22 and I still mow our front yard for free. Yeah, like I said, you got lucky to even got money. I never once, as a kid, got an allowance. Now then, I'm sure had I asked for it, I probably would have gotten it if it was within good reason. So, like, if I had ever asked my mom, "Hey, mom, this game is coming out," or "Hey, dad, this game is coming out. I really want to get it," they were kind enough to go ahead and, you know, actually like fund that project for getting that, acquiring it. But there were other times where I had to basically figure out what I could do to get some type of money. So if that was, oh, hey mom, I need this much money to go to eat lunch today in the cafeteria, and then skip lunch that day and pocketing the money for something like that, you know, sometimes that's what you got to do. Yeah. My dad, every time I even like hinted at wanting an allowance for something, he would look at me and he would go, oh, who puts food in front of you? You get home from school. Who has the roof over your head? You know, this is like basic stuff that all parents say to their kids at some point in time. And then you're just kind of sitting there like, oh, what do you do? And then he's like, yeah, so, you know, you don't need anything other than what I basically provide you. And you're just kind of like, okay, Dad, sorry. Thanks, good talk. And then you try to get out of there as fast as possible because it was like super awkward. Let's go ahead and save this. Just in case, because you never know when LBD might decide to crash. And that would suck. Also because you never know if we might want to revert this trigger guard back to what it originally looked like, since we're about to change pretty much all of it.
Let's just do it 2 instead of that. This, do that. And do. Where you at? 3. So put this here. Here. Wow, that's kind of long. This here then. Yeah. That here. Take these. Put that there. These. There. Take these. Put that there. Take one of those. Bar piece. Around. Put that there. Take this. Put that. Just does a much deeper, shallower angle here. There. Wow. Okay, that's an ugly trigger card if I've ever seen one. My dad buys such expensive games like Red Dead 2, Fallout 76, State of Decay 2, etc. and played State of Decay 2 once and the rest only a few times and told me that he shouldn't be wasting money on. My game collection is so small now because as a kid, you know, I used to be able to blow through a lot of games relatively fast and really enjoyed them in my playtime through them. And then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened where, but I stopped liking all of these games. So I used to play MMORPGs all the time. You know, some of the best games that I've ever played are MMORPGs. And then I stopped because I started hating them for whatever reason. I think I found a lot of them to be pretty repetitive. I think that's the main reason why. And then my game collection literally dropped pretty substantially down to other types of games. So first-person shooters became my preferred games. I like guns. First-person shooters, guns, kind of basic there. Call of Duty, I grew up playing that a lot. My first time on a PlayStation 3 was playing the original Modern Warfare when it first came out, so you know that became kind of a big deal for me. Let's delete this, delete that, and then delete this, so we can pick this up and move it all up. So it still is like super long. Like this right. So let's take this and move this down, like it right there. Yeah, I'm more happy with that now. So you know, like lately, like all these games keep coming out, and all my friends are like, "Oh, you're gonna get this game, you're gonna get that game," and then I'm literally looking at them like, "No, I don't plan on getting that game. I'm sticking with what I've got." So right now, Minecraft, come on, it's a classic game. It works for what it is. There's nothing wrong with it. Smite, free-to-play game, unless you want to buy cosmetics, which sometimes I buy cosmetics, but not always. But then you also have, on my console personally, Rainbow Six Siege, $60 game, but you can buy the operator packages on it. Not too bad, you know, it's just... I have these games that came out ages ago, some of which are free to play, some of which are a lot cheaper than $60, and I find enjoyment in playing them instead of like all these brand new titles that came out. You know, God of War just came out and people were like begging me to get it because they wanted me to play it, but it never interested me. It was $60 I was saving. I know there's DLC in the game now, I think, but you're saving all of that. A new computer for me, which is only $450, and I have $400 worth of games that I can't play because my laptop both couldn't handle them and it's broken. And I was dumbfounded when he told me 5 birthdays no, and Christmases. So that's a long time to be told no for something like that. I've honestly been really into hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades. I love that game because it's like a gun nuts super haven. Like there's so much in that game that would be really cool. The only unfortunate part is I don't have any type of VR headset or anything, so I can't play it. I haven't bought it yet, but I watch all of Anton's updates about it, and I watch other people in the community run like take 'em hold and stuff like that because I really want to play it. So me right now, I just started a new job. It's one of the first things that I'm going to buy that's a little bit more higher end with the money I'm getting from this new job is going to be a better computer, like an actual desktop instead of a laptop, so I can play that game finally. Also a VR headset because I can't wait. Have I ever played Unturned? I haven't. When I say like I don't want to say my love, but the amount of video games that I play are so minimum on so many levels that I just don't play like I used to. Like I said, I used to be able to play so much games and love like a lot of them. A lot of them to me were really good, as a kid. A lot of things were really good. And then there's like this point in time where you just get older and you can't do that. We don't have an Oculus or a Vive, but I also want hot dogs, swooshes, and here it is. I don't know, it's just so wacky but fun in a way, which is why I've always wanted to get it. And the guns in it, and then like real world manipulation of all of that. It appeals to me, particularly because of all of those reasons. What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, I see. Can you bring me a sweet tea? Thank you. Oh my gosh. I've been thirsty all this time, but I haven't said anything until she got up. When you're lazy. Lazy people problems. Yeah, this thing is huge. Yeah. Wow. Should I even put 3 of these, or is it going to be like 2.5? Oh yeah, it's going to be like 2.5. Oh yeah, 3 is way too long. Somewhere in there. Should be fine. I love the like take and hold, looks super cool as this game mode that's, futuristic in nature. And you're trying to go as long as possible. I love games where you try to go as long as possible. And take and hold seems to be really good with its randomization, because it's you don't have to get like loot crates or anything like that in order to get what you want from the game. Like
you literally just play and you'll be able to get what you want, which is a fun time because that happens. And to me, that's what I've always liked. Is it's not predatory in any way, but there's still like a huge variety of guns. From what I've been able to tell, like for hot dog sushis and hand grenades, there's like a whole bunch of randomness to it. So like, oh, you can spend money on this to, is this a modernized version? Yeah, no problem. So like while playing Take and Hold, you get the little tokens and you can open boxes with them, and I love that. It's like a really cool concept and stuff, as opposed to, see, some of these are just like, see, this looks like it's almost open a little bit, but this one, oh, sorry, I clicked on the wrong one. This one here is like fully closed from the looks of it, and this you can definitely see there's a hole in the side of it. So I don't know what's going on now. It's just, we'll go with like a closed version. And then he does like all sorts of different really cool events, and he's been super open with a lot of people about the development of the game, which I love, and like where the state of things are. He updates it with new guns all the time and new features. You know, most recently the Index just came out, so he's added support for that as well, since that's a very new system that, you know, people might want to use and stuff. And I find that to be like really cool from a game developer's perspective, because, you know, not a lot of game developers would do something like that. Most game developers would probably look at that and be like, yeah, right, who cares? I've got the Vive and that's all that matters, you know. Vive is the best. Vive is the only thing that you should be using, stuff like that. So I really like him as a game developer. He's very passionate about the game, and he's definitely following it with his heart, which is what he should be doing. So. But yeah,
I just now got Ayana's text telling me she's home.
you're going out, right?
Yeah.
It's 9:30. Hey.
The place doesn't open until 9 anyway. Why would I go to a party as soon as it starts?
So by the time all the crazy people get there, you're drunk?
I'm driving. How am I gonna drink?
Uber?
Do I look like an afford on an Uber?
I mean, maybe.
What, am I gonna use your card?
No.
That's what I thought. I got bills to pay.
Okay. Your nose is on me. Alright, so this thing, yeah, it should be like this, so we can do this, followed by a little razzle dazzle. Rada. I'm dating myself now. Super old shows that these kids nowadays have no idea about. Probably make fun of anyways and be like, what is that? This is stupid. I think Fortnite's good. Ugh, I hate these kids nowadays. Literally some of the worst. Yeah, so this thing pivots up and down, so we're just gonna put a 2 here. Skippity pop right there. Scroll down just a little bit, and there should be some type of wishbone piece down here somewhere. So a little thing right here. Right, yeah, just like that. Little section right there. You feel me? And then we're just sticking. Actually, delete this bottom piece and put this here. Actually, move all of this down by 1 instead. Drop right there, and then we can actually do a bigger version of this, yeah, just like that, and then do that, and then how would we build this site off of this?
this instead. Here we go. And then do this by this, like so. And then it looks to me like it curves up and over. And the usual parts that we use for that, I mean, those sights are pretty high, are these rim pieces right here to do the curves. But we can do like halfway down, so it's not that high. Yeah, kind of like that. A little cheat, but it does what it needs to, so. Because this seems way too high. So we'll do that, followed by that, and grab this, put it here, take this piece here, and put that there. Boom, front side. Done. Why would you change? Why would you change?
I haven't taken a shower. I'm disgusting.
Oh, that's
I need
right.
to wash my hair.
Took a
I'm
nap.
not like you.
Why you gotta do that though?
Huh?
Why you gotta be mean?
I'm not being mean. I'm being true.
Be mean?
What's this? Oh, shit. That's 2 boxes.
Yeah, it's fruit cups.
Oh, it's fruit.
It's fruit cups.
You heard me stop. I realized what you said. Shit. I mean, true. I didn't make it better. I'm turning on the foot stuff. I don't know which button is.
The what?
I was gonna turn on the light that's on like the stairs, but actually.
Why are you gonna turn that one on?
Because I like when I see where my feet go.
So why don't you just turn the light on?
Is this my time? Yeah.
So why don't you just turn the light on?
Because I have to open the door and figure out what thing it is, and there's already enough mosquitoes in here. Remember that time a frog got in here?
Yeah.
You get to a ring light.
A what?
See, when you're streaming, they can see your beautiful face.
Okay, yeah, that's what they want to see.
I mean, you have the little thing, right?
The webcam? Yeah.
Yeah. So someone wants to see your face.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna take a shower.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I have.
Oh yeah, they lit. You know how they do. You know you could probably go over there, right? You could go over there and like hang out with them.
You told me.
Oh, I don't, but you could.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go against your wishes.
Okay.
Not for that.
Dang. She's gonna say that and then walk out.
Which for that?
Don't.
It's dark.
Please fit.
You think I should go off the shoulder, colorful, or like tan, long sleeve?
I don't know what you're asking.
I'm asking.
You're talking about dresses?
It's a shirt. Well, one's a dress, but I'm gonna wear it as a shirt. The other one's a shirt. You think I should go colorful or tan?
Colorful.
Thank you for your service.
Welcome back. we have these pieces. So we can do like I told you could turn the light on. I told you could do that ages ago.
That is something I took over my friend's house.
I don't know who that is. I don't get that reference.
Every time we clean up, 3 days later ends up bad.
I wonder why.
Because both of us have really bad habits.
Only one of us has bad habits.
I mean, not all of this stuff is normal. And also, one of the things I gave you a task and you didn't do it.
Did you give me a task?
Fold the clothes.
You did?
Yeah.
When'd you give me that one?
Like last week, before I left, and I was washing clothes, and clothes were done being washed. I said, hey, can you fold the clothes?
Oh.
There's a bag of clean clothes right here.
Yep. I didn't do that one.
And there's also the put away your clothes.
I didn't do that one either.
And then there's these things that were supposed to be useful, but now they're just in the room.
I'm just ignoring you. Actually, it looks like an SVU for once. It's like, man, when I had that full-length Dragunov barrel on it, it looks so weird. Alright, so let's go back to this side image up here. It has this cheek rest little piece on it. So you can see it overlaps here at the top, and then it comes down and makes the shape here. So that should be relatively easy to make considering how this works. So yeah, it's literally nothing. So where the magazine releases here to where the stock bins right here. So really in that little section. Oh wait, we don't do that inside. Is where this is going to go. So this is pretty simple stuff here to get back in place. So this goes down maybe to kind of maybe to there. So let's reduce this to that. Seth Bling is a master of Minecraft Redstone and even makes custom commands and data packs that seem probably impossible. I understand what data packs are used for, but I don't. Why use the data pack when I could just download a mod? As like kind of my primary thing. What? No, you can leave it on. I locked it when I came out, so. You got my keys, right? One of the two. The heck? Wait, hold on a second. So I can fit these, but I can't fit those? Okay. How does that work? Can mods add pretty much anything? Like, okay, so I play Minecraft myself. So go ahead and like see if you can give me an example of something that he's done. Because I'm still a little like iffy on this. Added in a data pack for the Stasis Rune and Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I unfortunately don't play any Switch games. But isn't that something that you'd be able to do in a mod? Or would that be like extremely difficult to do in a mod? So what exactly does the Stasis Rune do, I guess? I'm going to guess that it paralyzes things. It's kind of what it sounds like anyhow, but like I said, I don't actually play, so I'm not entirely sure. Stasis Rune freezes objects and enemies for a period of time, and you can hit the objects and enemies a bunch. So when they get out of stasis, they go flying. Objects are the ones that fly far. I kid you not, this literally sounds like this. Sounds like something from an anime. Foxy Pirates Captain Silver Foxy Fox. Or Foxy, as he's known. So he has a double fruit power. That's literally exactly what you just described. He shoots you with the slow-mo photon beam thing, and it slows you down for 30 seconds, and then he'll punch you for those 30 seconds, and then when time resumes, all of those impacts hit you all at once, so you go like flying, all sorts of, yeah, it's just, that's interesting. That's really cool that he was able to add something like that. I didn't know you could do that with data packs. I thought data packs, it wasn't really explained to me when it first came out, and I didn't keep up with everything back then. But the way that I understood it is that they were basically, I thought they were resource packs. So your, like if you really liked how Minecraft YouTuber was using Optifine and this particular, what's it called when you reskin items and you use that? Used to be a name for it. Was it resource pack? Like you can change the graphics of blocks so that they look a specific way. So like there are some that are super realistic, some that look like plastic, and yeah, I forget the name. But I thought when data packs first came out that it was just a way for your favorite YouTubers to kind of share what they were specifically using for something. So yeah, I didn't realize that you could do all of this other stuff with them. Wii U. Breath of the Wild came out on Wii U? I didn't know Breath of the Wild came out on Wii U. Yeah, texture pack. Oh, that was killing me. Texture packs. Yes. So like certain YouTubers, they'll use, like I know, me personally, I watch a lot of the Hermitcraft people. I know that a lot of them hate connected textures and glass, so they use texture packs and resource packs where the texture on the glass is separated from one another so it doesn't connect, because I know it does look better, but you know, some people have different opinions on how that exactly works for them and whatnot. So yeah, so that is pretty much the SVU. The only thing left to do is these bottom vents in this handguard. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna do them, because they also come back in here, and I kind of there. So I'm thinking about not doing them and calling it a day. Yeah. I wonder if there's a wooden stock SVU. Obviously there's an SVD. What is this? It's a bullpup Romanian PSL. Interesting. Let's visit the Firearms blog, TFB, who has some really interesting. This is not an SVD. This is definitely of homemade firearm modifications from the Ukrainian conflict. Reported photos are taken in one of the self-proclaimed republics. On the top image of this article, you can see a laminate bullpup stock made for the SVD rifle. That is not an SVD. Maybe it is. Yeah, that's an SVD. It kind of looks like that top handguard kind of looks like one from PSL. It would probably be a good idea to add a wooden or polymer cheek piece to the top color of the receiver, which in such bullpup configuration also doubles as cheek rest. It's not bad looking. That actually looks like the stock took a lot of time to do something like that. So a lot of yeah. Bullpup conversion of the SVD rifle has been factory made by the Russians and is designated as SVU. Next three images, you can see a rather interesting bullpup Franken rifle. At first glance, this looks like an AK bullpup conversion. However, if you look closer, you can notice some unusual features. This rifle clearly has a milled AK receiver and AK safety selector lever. However, the upper portion looks to be an SKS rifle, which has been mated to the AK receiver. You can see the distinct SKS takedown lever on the rear portion of the receiver. The bolt handle shape and absence of a long stroke piston also tell that it most likely has the SKS bolt carrier group and short stroke piston. Note also that the magazine release lever is in front of the magazine. Wow! That is really unique. Next up, there are images of AK-47 folding wire stocks. As you can see, these are very rudely made ones, but this should be good enough to do the job. Yeah, Franken rifle. So this is pieced together by portions of another rifle. Like I said, this is very clearly an SKS top receiver here, made it to a lower AK receiver. This is an AK trigger group, AK grip here. I don't know what type of barrel they're using, but they're definitely using AK magazines. So this is just crazy to look at. Oh wow, these are, as crudely made as these are set, these aren't bad looking wire stocks. Yeah, it's unique, that's for sure. Lastly, there was an image of homemade suppressors, which are probably made for the AK-47 rifles too, considering the denomination of Kalashnikov rifles in this conflict. Yeah, like if the firearms blog, they get a lot of really cool images coming out of like Ukraine. I know there's a lot of really cool Afghan stuff as well. So a lot of people think like in the Middle East they don't have their own like gun shops and gun manufacturings, but they really do. This rifle right here looks so clean that I almost want to say that this wasn't designed for war. This looks like someone took their SVD and wanted to make a bullpup and then did. But like I said, this, can we click on this to get it bigger? No. Can we open this in a new tab? This stock here, for war, you don't make something super clean looking and as nice as what this looks like. This, I kid you not, this literally looks like someone wanted a bullpup SVD and could not get their hands on an SVU, so they made their own. This is a really nice piece of wood furniture. I don't think this is something that they would use in the conflict out there. Look how clean this looks. Oh my goodness. It's a good looking rifle. I wish the magazine was like slightly longer, but it's a good looking rifle. So we have the SVD. That is something that we could look about doing. So that's that. What the heck is this? Okay. Interesting. I've seen stuff like this circulating around on the internet for a little while now too. Yeah. All right. So that's that. Let's go ahead and exit out of that. Oh, I was going to see if they had any wooden handguard versions of this. Because I don't know who that is. Man, you're going to have to help me out with a lot of these references. I can't... When I designed this handguard, I used the image from Modern Firearms. Let's reset this. Okay, go. Firearms. And hit enter. And then go look up the SVD. When I originally designed this, I was using the image from here, And this only has 3 holes in its stock. But then obviously later down the line, you've got 6 instead of just the 3, which is kind of. And see, this is why I said that rifle that we're looking at, the bullpup one, it looked more like this bottom one down here, which is a PSL, because this has, yeah, I don't know. Oh, Slingshot Channel. Oh, I know who Slingshot Channel is. That's, man, yeah, it really does look like something that he would make. And I wish that he's a fine craftsman with a lot of the wood and stuff that he's using. So I kind of wish that he had access to gun stock making material, because he'd probably make some really nice looking gun stocks for weapons and whatnot. So yeah, this is what I used. I don't know if I want to go back and change this or not, or just leave it as it is and just kind of call it a day. I kind of like the brown on it though, just a little bit, because the only other color that we could do, if we Black Ops 2, yeah, had the SVU, and so did Call of Duty Ghosts. But in Black Ops 2, it had like such a weird kind of color scheme, because it had like the dark red speckled type front, but then it had like the custom bipod on it as well, which looks way better than the standard bipod, might I add. And then this is the one from Call of Duty Ghosts. Can we get a better SVU? Yeah. So there was the SVU and Ghosts, which had a more basic finish to it. Standard stuff. So I'm kind of thinking about just going with a different color. Let's just dark red. Yeah. Model more after the Black Ops 2 version, because that's the only version that I've ever made. But that red is not dark enough. And I think other than using the rust color from Studio, that we can't get any red darker than that. Let's do maybe a white. So, I mean, we could do a brown, because it's polymer, so you could paint it anything. Like we even saw there was one that was painted like a black, dark red, and a little bit of orange thrown in there, like a red tiger almost. And parts of what we were looking at, copper is also not a bad color. Ooh, yeah. I like that color. I like that color a lot, actually. Looks really good. Then we have room over here to mount the little scope coming out of that. But we ain't going to do that, because I suck at making scopes. So we'll just leave this as it is. Come over here and fold this on over. Can we go the other direction? Can't. Aha. And come down to this one and fold it as well. Just for the sake of folding them. They look better this way. Alright. That be that. So L85A2 and TVOR hybrid. Let's see if someone's made that. L85A2 TVOR hybrid. Images. They have not. I was literally, oh my gosh, I kid you not. I was literally, while looking at the MK./R, looking for a side-by-side comparison of the Pt.1 and the, oh, that's an X95. And here it is. So that's kind of annoying. I've also thought about going back through and doing all the different L85 family. So this is the PDW version, which has the super short barrel. It looks super cool. I really like it. And the grenade launcher versions, because there's all sorts of different grenade launcher versions. It's a family tree. Yeah, I don't have it. That's L85 Forgotten Weapons. They have like all sorts of different videos on this type of stuff. So you have the these are the PDW versions that they came up with. I love like all of these. These look super cool. This one's my favorite though because it's got the front monopod from the light support weapon on it, and then they have the grenade launcher versions of this. This is the I think this is the one that they're currently using because this is an H&K part, and the H&K the new L85A3 is H&K upgraded, so all the polymer and stuff on it was H&K upgraded, and some of the internals. Plus, it has the new handguard with the H&K grenade launcher on it. But then they also had different versions of the grenade launcher that they did during testing. So you had this weird amalgamation of thing here, and this like slides, pops open to the side, so you can put a grenade in. And then I just saw the other one. Yeah, you have the M.2.3 attachment and like a super crude looking lever coming up here. But by far my favorite one, and I don't even know if I'm going to be able to find a picture of it, was the one that it rotates like a full, like almost 180 degrees around the barrel. So you can load it in. Yeah, like I said, I'm probably not going to be able to find it now. Which means we need to go back to the top and go to Ian's video on it. Yay! So this one? That's the carbines. So let's do Forgotten Weapons L85 grenade launcher. Speaking of explosions, these things. So come in here. So my favorite one has got to be the second version, and then this version right here, this third one. This thing looks so cool, and it fits the aesthetic because it's got the green handguard and you just got this thing. And this thing, how it works is like ridiculously unique. So you pop a little lever over here, and it pivots around the barrel. Oh goodness! So yeah, so it actually opens, and then you can load a grenade in there, and then you can close it, and then, yeah, you can launch grenades. I don't know, it's just so cool looking. I love this thing. So I did actually want to make this as well, because the L85 looks really cool. You know, obviously it's not the greatest rifle in service history. A lot of people don't like it who have used it, but it is like one of my favorite looking things in the world. So I would adore making one of those. So maybe we'll do that in another show. All right, let's save this and then call it a night. So this is complete version 1, and then oops. COMPLETE. Save. Alright, so this has to render, plus Pt.1 also has to render, and then, yeah, I need to update the YouTube page to represent both of those being added into the stream log and stuff. So that's it for now. I'll see you guys later. Thanks so much for coming out and watching stream. See you in a little bit. They have large magazines like that. It's just militaries don't use them because drum magazines are notoriously unreliable. Never forget that. And on that, I'll end stream.